Hey everybody, peace. Chuck here. Today, just gonna talk about a little bit of political bullshit. I don't know if it's politics or not. Watching late night television, it never used to be. Yeah, so it's not politics. We're going like Johnny Carson style era where I was just watched a clip on YouTube where Johnny Carson was like, "Yeah, it's probably not a good idea to really bring politics into late night television." He goes, "It's too controversial." You know, so I really never watched Johnny Carson that much, so I don't know. But don't believe that he really talked about politics on that show. I think he had popular guests. Um, which now here's the backstory to I'm 64. I grew up. I born in 1960. So by the time you're 14, 16, just really rolling into what's going on in the world, last thing I'm gonna do as a kid at 16 is stare at 11:30 at night and watch a Johnny Carson. And how do you do it? We didn't. You grow up. There was one TV in the house. There's no TV in all the rooms. One telephone. Kids. If you're kids watching this, a telephone. It hangs on the wall, and you dial the number. It was a landline telephone. Very interesting thing. It was great, developed by Alexander Graham Bell. Computer. What year did Alexander Graham Bell invent the telephone? She'll give you a little hint here.
Alexander Graham Bell was awarded the first U.S. patent for the telephone on March 7th, 1876.
Computer, stop. Because the new one, she'll elaborate if you want her to. She'll tell you where he made it, type of wire that he used. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And late night television after that, now I'm 18, 17, 16. How come we go backwards? 19, 20, 21, you're a little bit older, you're drinking beers. Back when I grew up, drinking age was 18, so we're right in the bar. We were in the bar when we were 16, so I wish they had a higher age because I would have been a little bit less deterrent on destroying my life back then. But yeah, I started destroying it at 16, going into the bars, and I guess that's okay. So yeah, legal age was 18, drinking age was 21, and no matter what, the late night television was not on my list. Number one, I was into LSD at 16, acid, and you see everything, man. But the truth is out. I would love to put Putin under LSD, and I'm talking some heavy four-way window pane, man. I'd like to see that guy's brain and keep him away from the button because maybe it would work in reverse, and this would increase his death thinking, and the blood would rage more. But I'll tell you what, it's like very truth. You see the world as it is, and you see people as they are. If they're a liar, you can see right through it. It's like a magic drug, man. If you're on LSD and somebody's telling some kind of fake story, you're just like, oh my god, what is he talking about? That is like, that is so not true. Not even close. So LSD was very cool. In Hollywood, it's like I did not have a television. When I had my first apartment, 18, 19, 20. It's like, you walk in here with a TV set, I'm going to hit you over the head with my pool cue. It's not going to happen. We are rock and roll, man. I had hair down here. I was a hippie. It was all about the band, music. It's real. Everybody in Hollywood, everything you see on TV, unless it's a documentary, is fake. And I mean fake, they're acting, right? They're acting, so it's not true. It's not real. All it was on TV was fake stuff. And under the influence of acid, you could see what was more fake than not in it. Oh my God. Some stuff is so fake and atrocious. It's like, now I would say, yeah, they can't act because now I have thousands of DVDs. I watch TV from the time I get up in the morning to the time I go to bed at night. That could be 18 hours a day. So my TV gets a lot of use. So I've gone from one extreme to the other. I understand now that I'm not on acid. I can watch TV. And to see late night, I still couldn't get. Number one, you get up at 5:30 in the morning, right? Okay, now you drive to work. You work all day. You get out at 3:30, 4:30. At that time, probably no nap. Now it's, when I started getting into the groove, I'd, take a nap at 5 o'clock and I could stay up to 1 o'clock in the morning playing video games. I could stay up to 1 o'clock in the morning watching some stupid late night show. I would call them all stupid late night shows. Back then we had Johnny Carson and I think it was Letterman. Oh, Letterman. Come on. We got a guest tonight. Great. What have you done? What have you done, Mr. Host? Oh, I sat in my chair and I got the guests to come. We don't, it's like journalists and news people. They don't do anything. They just report what we do. And generally, you have to fuck up for the news to take a look at you. Once in a while, they do good stories on, hey, they're building something here because nobody's been killed that day or robbed or beaten. The news likes stories that about robbed people, beaten people getting their stuff stolen. Oh my God, when we get to earthquakes, hurricanes, and, disasters, they like blow up. Oh, they're telling us all about what we're doing. Hey, this guy's working really hard over there helping these people that have had their lives destroyed, and we're going to tell you about it. So I learned at age 16 because I had some great mentors and my brothers and my brother's friends. And the first thing that they had, because it was a TV set, right? Well, you know what I mean? No, I don't know what you mean. What's a TV set? So I better explain. A TV set was this great big giant box with a tube in it. And there was no remote controls. So my one buddy hooked up, he took the speaker out and hooked up a switch from the speaker to the switch and back to the speaker so we could turn the speaker on and off from the chair. I go, wow, that is so fucking cool. He goes, yeah, the news is terrible, man. He goes, if they just reported the news and told you what was going on, it'd be one thing. But no, they got to give their opinion. I go, what do you mean? He goes, they're going to tell you what to think. He goes, if somebody's been robbed, they're going to tell you that the person's been robbed because of our narrative. They're going to put the reason into your head. They're not just going to tell you what happened. They're going to tell you what they want you to think. I go, wow, that's crazy. So, yeah, I didn't get into the news very much because when you're 16 growing up, it's like you see on TV, that's what they did. They reported the bad stuff. So nobody in our clan's doing anything wrong. They ain't going to be on the news. So I don't care about the news. What do I care about what happened in another state? And I do have a friend that says, what do you mean you don't care? That kind of hit home a little bit. He says, you don't know nothing about, this is my friend Billy Pedler. He was I felt privileged because he asked, out of all the people in Saratoga, he asked us to stay at while they moved and he was in transition. I go, wow, this is really cool. Really loved Billy. He was a great guy. He was not in the band, but he had a sax, so he was like, right there with us when it was just a great push. He was a pusher, and you don't know what's going on, this and that. I think the Iraq War might have been happening, Desert Storm or something. You don't know about Desert Storm? What the hell do I care about? Well, dude, you should understand what's going on in the world before you hide away. And he's right, but now that I do know what's going on in the world, it's very sad. And one thing is, everybody puts such an emphasis on money, but that's going to be another video because that could keep me off track for an hour talking about money doesn't matter. As my grandfather said, Charlie, have all the money in the world, you could take it with you when you die. Well, yeah, that's kind of interesting. That was when I was 10, and it's funny that certain comments that Grandpa made didn't sink in at the time. He probably doesn't know what he was saying would impact me for life. Another one was, I want this, and I want, look at this boat and this magazine, Gramps. I can't wait to get this when I'm older. And and I want this and I want that. You know, Richie Rich was my favorite comic book. Rich, 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 money, 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 money. And it's like, Charlie, if you don't have your health, money is not going to matter. So health first, money second. And to this day, praise the Lord, I thank Him every night. I'm in good health. I'm just getting over being sick, but sick, I'm still healthy enough to be sick. I don't even know if that makes sense. It was just 24-hour bug to hit harder than hell. It's like, oh my God. I sit here recording a video like this. Next thing I know I'm sick when you're playing a video game and it's tough to watch the screen. And it's like, whoa. You know, the whole, everything is moving now. It's like, I get to turn it off. And it's not epilepsy like they proclaim in the beginning, but it could lead to it. And so you just, wow, it's too much. You can't handle it. And the subwoofer, all of a sudden, the subwoofer is so sensitive. It's like, okay, I'm getting sick. And just get over that. So, yes, if we're back to
for decades because alternatives were limited.
the, listen to this. In late night, now this is my father. When I grow up, as I said, you go to work at 5:30 in the morning and you get home, and then you drink a few beers, right? And then you smoke some weed, and that's going to pretty much put you in a comatose state by about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night when the late night shows come on. So yeah, guys, while they're sitting there, I got a guest tonight. Come on in. We've worked all day. And I loved construction, so yeah, we worked all day. It's like, yes, and I love the construction, the camaraderie on the crew. You're driving, 7 o'clock in the morning. You're pretty much wide awake by 7:01. If you come in a little groggy from the hangover the night before, and you got to frame a wall, start framing at 7 a.m. and by about 7:01, bang, 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 bang. You're right in it. There we go. Here comes the day, man. Can't wait for break time. Smoke another one. Can't wait for lunch. Smoke another one. Afternoon break, about 2 o'clock. Smoke another one. So about 3:30 we get out, and you want to do 7 to 3:30. You're 8 hours. You don't want to do any more than that. As I got older and I was doing my own business, then it was a reason to push really hard. 10, 12-hour days. So some days, yeah, you get home 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, and you're so exhausted from smoking pot all day. And 10:30, 11 o'clock, I'm done. And then I learned that, well, I come home all exhausted. Once I got out of the bars after work and all that, my routine got, you come home, take a quick power nap about 4:30, 5:30, get up about 8. By about 9 o'clock, I'm waking up. Great, 9 o'clock, my eyes are wide open. Now I can get the controller out and I can actually play a video game in my fresh state. All right, I'm going to tackle this. Going to get to the next level. We're going to conquer it this time. And I found Ghost Recon Wildlands, and that's the same thing. I mean, I went up, I sniped this guy, sniped that guy, bring the guys up, sniped a bunch of guys. We come around the corner. Finally, I got past the one guy, and you had to get the investigator to come with you. I got the information I needed. I popped in the chopper, went to the next location, came down, and there's the guy I need inside, and I got killed. They make you do the whole thing again, which is awesome. That's the best type of game. If every time you just go from where you got killed, it's not as satisfying. So I got, threw in the grenades this time. So again, snipe a bunch of guys, hit the tower, hit the thing, come around the corner, interrogate the guy, get in the helicopter, fly over. Yes, I got the hostage. We're going to bring him to safety and fly out of there. And finally, there's a location. So I come down, I land on the roof. And I've been timed out. It doesn't give you a clock on the thing, but it is a timed mission. So I learned, oh my God, now you can't just relax and wipe out everybody. You got to have a little progression. I go, there's the X. So I land on the roof. It's like the best place to land, right? Land on the roof. That's where the X is. And I get out. And where do I go? Where do I go? Oh, I must have to go in the front door. So I'm all ready to jump out, down and timed out. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm right there, right there. I mean, it's like in a Gran Turismo race or any of the auto races. Oh no, I got beat by a millisecond, hundredths of a second, millions. So I had to go through all again, and it takes a couple more tries because I got killed on the way. And the satisfaction when I knew where to land, and then I finally got to the door, boom, mission complete. It's like, oh my God, yeah. So my dad would come home from work, exhausted, sit in a chair, and it was kind of pretty much a normal, organized, disorganized family. My mom was great, meals every night. She made the best cakes. She was learned so much from my mom that she doesn't know I learned, and I really didn't know I learned until 10 years ago. Things you remember as a kid growing up. What did she cook? How did she do this? I cook scrambled eggs like Mom does. I throw them in the pan and I scramble them up. Now I do a little milk. Mom didn't. And this guys make some scrambled eggs. I go, how do you do that? When I worked at my buddy's cafe, you get the bowl, you mix everything. Oh, you do it. Mix everything raw. I didn't. That's not how we did it. We did it. Threw them right in a hot pan. So it's funny how you learn. Dad come home, he'd sit in the chair after dinner, and he'd pass out after the paper. And I guess he would wake up in time. My mother'd go to bed, and he'd sit in the TV, and I could hear him laughing at the Tonight Show. And then he would go. So I guess there was quite a few people that would do that to keep the ratings enough. As far as me, no. It's like 11:30 at night to watch Johnny Carson talk about some clown in Hollywood I don't care about. It makes so much more money than me and doesn't work. It's like, I'm not doing any of this bullshit. I don't care about these people. I don't, Now I will listen to them. It's a whole different thing now. For example, Charlie Sheen was on the Greg Gutfeld show, and it's like, oh my God, Charlie looks fucking awesome. He was like on a banana peel. He had one foot in the grave, and he had the other one on a banana peel. Anger management. He couldn't keep his eyes, he couldn't keep one eye open at the end there. His one eye would constantly be closing, and he had the AIDS. And I go, oh man, this poor guy, he's toast. He's done. And he's on the Greg Gutfeld show, bright-eyed, bushy fucking tail. Like, right. The first thing that comes to my mind is quit drinking. I'm not stupid. This is a world. You don't have to go to college. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to be an executive to see that somebody look at him. Quit drinking. The guy with bright-eyed, bushy tail, fucking right on the fucking money. I go, my God, this is awesome, amazing, fucking amazing. So how people sit at late night now? Here's the kicker: is they have complete control over what my dad would be sitting in the chair thinking he's watching on TV. So that's the kicker.
Would be taken seriously, and what cultural values would be promoted or ridiculed. That system worked for decades because alternatives were limited. If you wanted entertainment or news, you had to go through these established gatekeepers.
Call them gatekeepers. So yeah, our TV had 3 channels. Imagine 3. 1, 6, 2, 10, 3, 13. 6, 10, and 13. All major broadcasts. And I never understood. Well, yeah, I did understand when they went to like Netflix and things that you could put stuff on Netflix, nudity and things that you couldn't get away with on public TV because it's private broadcasting. Nobody's forcing you to watch this crap. You pay for it, you watch what you want, right? And but broadcast TV, I didn't realize I had, morals, slight morals, because these executives, uh, their morals are more money based than human based. Though glad there is a little humanity based in there, So you can't deceive the public. For example, you can't come out and say, I'm the president of the United States, because you're not the president of the United States. That would be a direct violation of licensing fees. Licensing. So you can't say something totally big. You could say something like, I'd like to be the president of the United States. And so would everybody else. Not really, I don't. But yeah, they had such a narrow band, and I saw that, and I tried to stay away from it as much as possible, except for the funny crap on TV that we watch. I Dream of Jeannie, MAShed, Hogan's Heroes, comedy. That's what TV. That's what we want. I wanted out of a set was comedy. I want to be entertained. And when they played the very first video game, Mario, wow, I can control the TV set. So now it's not bombarding me. I'm bombarding at them. Okay, so now I can interact with this tube. This is fucking awesome. So I became a gamer instantly. One, because of the interaction. That's, unprecedented back in 1970s and the 70s. And games were fun, like Hogan's Heroes, I Dream of Jeannie. Watching comedy on TV, funny. Video games can be fun and frustrating when I lose. And that's cool, because I got to do it again. Got to get better. So.
Just like how the internet disrupted traditional retail, or how electric vehicles are changing the automotive industry, new technologies and platforms have completely shattered the old media monopoly. For decades, comedians like David Letterman, Jay Leno, and later Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert could shape public narratives.
Who's Stephen Colbert?
They had the luxury of time their monologues aired late at night. Most people heard about the content secondhand, if at all, and by the time any criticism might surface, they had already moved on to completely different topics.
And the way that would work is now you go into work in the morning and there's the water cooler. Did you see late night last night, Johnny Carson? Your dad on there, Ellen Alda from MASH. Nah, yeah, I started to watch it and I fell asleep halfway through. That was life back in the 70s. So very controlled narrative. Jimmy Kimmel, when I first saw him, he was on the Man Show, him and Adam Carolla, and some of the skits they were funny as shit. These guys were hilarious, man. And I'll admit it, cheerleaders jumping on trampolines at 18, 19 was probably the most exciting thing on TV. Right? You guys broke ground with that. And I remember like one skit they did was, oh, you got to stop women's suffrage. You don't have to stop women from suffering. The women suffering. They go, hey, sign this petition to help stop women from suffering. And they go, instead of using suffering, they said, sign these forms and stop women's suffrage. There's suffering everywhere. So that's how they did it. Sign the form to stop women's suffrage because there's suffering everywhere. So some people, oh, okay, And then they catch some, one guy, oh, you guys are a mockery. Oh, yeah. When I laugh hard, I always cough. So that was funny, man. Those guys were friggin' hilarious. And Adam Carolla, I had to say, after that was slightly a little boring. I don't know. But now I love the guy. It's like I said, Adam Carpenter. The last thing I saw was, I don't know what his skit was doing, but he was going in Home Depot and he knew what he was getting. Get tape measure, we need this over here, we need a pouch, we need the hammer. Just like, Clint Eastwood in Gran Turismo with the kid there and pick it off. He knew what he was talking about. Holy shit, this guy, I love Adam Carolla. He was a great guy. was a great guy and is still a great guy. Not because he shots old people, that's for sure. That'd make you a fucking asshole. Like me. And for somebody like Jimmy Kimmel to be number one, I had trouble looking at the guy. And I'm not prejudiced. I'm not saying he is. This, and you're, and it's not racial. It's not racist. It's just, are you a bonehead? You know, you're sitting there, you're being doofy. Say something, and you laugh. Dude, first, if you say something before we laugh, it's gotta be funny. And, you know, they got their clickers and their paws, and you must know that, but maybe some people know. But the reason the people scream and hoot, because they got these big signs that tell you when to applause, loud applause. Come on, everybody. You know, if they had no signs telling people what to do, I would love to see what you would hear in the background. But no, it's all telling you, okay, come on, let's go, let's ramp it up. And if you don't, they're gonna throw you out, or you say something that you shouldn't. In the odds, they're gonna throw you out or whatever. It's all stuff you don't see, but yeah. So as far as late night television, I don't know how it even was invented, because the last thing I want to do is sit there at 11:30. Johnny Carson aired from 11:30 to 1. Now that leaves 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 4.5 hours to sleep, to get up, to stand by the water cooler, talk to somebody about what you saw on Johnny Carson. Yeah. I have a friend at work. Hey, every Monday, what'd you do this weekend? Nothing. I climbed Mount Everest. I climbed the biggest mountain in the world. Next week, hey, what'd you do this weekend? Not much. I didn't do nothing. What'd you do? I went on the biggest bobsled ride. I went, it's like, you have to do something on Saturday to tell the story on Monday to somebody. It's like, dude, that's getting too old. Yeah, I climbed that same mountain, and I'm not even going to tell you about it. So, there it is, late night television. I don't know how it keeps going, but it's changing now. I had no idea that Jay Leno Tonight Show, it's off the air. I thought I knew Leno was leaving, but I thought he was going to be replaced. Steve Colbert, who the hell is he? Another one. Hey everybody, and there's a big crowd, and the crowd, and I got a guest coming up. It's like, and Steve Colbert. Whoa, there's a late applause for Steve Colbert. I was on Venice Beach, and it was Dr. Phil. There's gorgeous hot blonde. I probably got a video of her passing out the pamphlets on Venice Beach. Oh, beautiful. And I was like, what do you got? Oh, we got free tickets for Dr. Phil. Wow. That's cool. I didn't take one. Was not interested, though. I wish I did, from a technical standpoint, just to see what it's like behind the show of a Hollywood. Because I saw behind a little bit, where that's why I know about the signs, and I'm telling you when to be excited. Calm down, silent. And I should have gone, but I didn't. That was probably 2012. So Stephen Colbert's gone, and the ratings of Jimmy Kimmel. Here's the thing. One of the reasons why I started to hate Jimmy Kimmel, not dislike the guy, is because I don't like arrogant people. Period. If you think you're all that in a bag of chips, you're not, and I don't want nothing to do with you if you think you are. you get to that super arrogant level, even guitar players. Steve Howe, I love Steve Howe, never got arrogant. No matter what that man could play, no matter the performance, he never got off stage and yeah, that was fucking awesome, wasn't it? He'd bow and say, I gave you all, I gave you everything I got. You applauded, thank you. And that would just roll chills down my spine. I can't remember a couple of the guitar players' names, but you see some of these guys rocking out. It's like thinking they're the baddest motherfucker on the planet, and dude, you're not. Don't want nothing to do with you. You're just too arrogant, obnoxious for me. You just think you're all that. Good. Go be all that. Whatever. It's America. It's a free world. Just don't put that bullshit on me. And one thing about TV, turn it off if you want. You don't like what you're seeing, I don't like it, turn it off. Which I had a huge problem with the huge guy. I had to stop watching Jeopardy, my favorite television show, because every commercial in the middle was huge. And it's not that I hated that guy in particular. What I hated was the bombardment. Over and over and over and over every day. Dude, I'm not going to buy a car from you today. Yes, buy a car. We're huge. That's what people don't understand about billboards and media. You have to look at this crap. I don't want a new car. I just bought a new. Okay, I'm going to go buy a new car to shut you up. And the next day, buy again. Buy. It's like, I can't handle it, really. Seriously, I can't take it. I go out of my mind, and I was like, this is it. I'm not going to watch Jeopardy, because I don't want to see this guy, and there's too many times I'm not paying attention. Next thing I know, if you're not watching, you hear him, hey, you, oh, no, I'd run over. Stop. I just heard you this morning. No, that's Jeopardy. You watch at night. And you go to work and you don't have the control of the radio, and everybody turns on Pix 106. Huge at 7 o'clock. Huge at 8 o'clock. Huge at 9 a.m. Huge, 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 huge. All day long. Sometimes I'd hear the commercial roll right over each other. Again, and then it's the same commercial right. It's like, cut out the radio. And I'd hate to go to a job site and I didn't have control of the radio. Oh, fuck, they're playing fucking picks. Oh, it's huge all day. Okay, so it's not that fat fuck that I hated, and the only reason I call him a fat fuck is because you bombarded me with it. I hear the guy's a great guy, first guy to buy everybody in the whole bar drinks when he walks in her. Okay, don't stop bombarding me. And I had a chance to move to California. I swear to God, on my mother's grave and my father's grave, getting away from the bombardment of the 3 channels. I'm moving to California. And I get out there. Here's Big Brother Bob. Come on down to Bob's car sale corral. So we go from Hughes to Bob. I go, oh no, this is gonna be the guy that's gonna bombard me, and he didn't bombard me. He had that crazy commercial, which you can deal with, not every hour, every day. So yeah, huge was too much on Pix 106 every hour, and sometimes it's just too much. You guys, I can't handle it, and it's hard to even talk about because I'm stretching this out so far about how much these bombardment in the media. John Anderson, my favorite singer, he was just talking about how the media content is gonna fuck kids up, and John is right, and I'm thinking, yeah, because I've learned 40 years ago how to control it. Except one day I came home and my mailbox opened up, and there is huge in the mail in my hands. After I vowed never to watched Huge again, and I did pretty good. We had cable rolling in. I got cable, Netflix. Commercial free TV. Never left. Never ever went back to 6, 10, or 13 mainstream. Why put on 6, 10, or 13 and find out about all this bad crap that happened? And my one buddy, wait, shut up. We got to watch the news. What? Dude, I've been smoking weed with you for 30 years. I never knew you watched the news. What the hell are you watching the news for? Oh, find out what's happened. Oh, okay. This guy killed this guy. You don't know him, either one of them, and it happened 1,500 miles away. This guy robbed this liquor store, which you don't buy liquor there. What do you care? This guy stole a pack of cigarettes from a grandmother sitting on a bench in Central Park. Okay. They steal cigarettes from old people in Central Park sitting on the bench every day. Why are you watching this shit? So his mind was saturated, and yes, his mind, he was fun to hang around, ride bikes, but as far as saturated, yeah, he was out there. He was saturated. So, yeah, thank God for Netflix. And one day I almost hurt myself. I'm in the kitchen and I heard huge coming out of. I don't even want the sound huge coming out of my speaker. I don't want to see it again. I'm just going to use it as a blanket, the bombardment of it. I don't want to be bombarded every day. I want to be cooking in silence with Jeopardy in the background. And the answer is, yes, played in 1976. Where? Madison Square Garden, 7 nights in a row. You're the winner. That's what I want to hear. Huge. Oh my God. I dropped the plates. I go in the kitchen and I'm going to fumble my remote. And I had to flip over the couch because the couch is in the center and I didn't want to go around it because it would take too long. I did a dive over. And the remote, I missed the remote. No, I think I may have hit a glass and knocked the glass over. So no, I got a mess. Because of your bombardment, I got a mess. So these control freaks, any executives from ABC, NBC, I say executives because these guys only care about one thing. P&L statement. You know, and if they paid attention, they would have dropped Kimmel's show years ago because after I'm getting involved in ratings and seeing what it is, he stopped making the money years and years ago. And that's the funny thing. Let's keep protecting this guy. Man, I'll tell you, in the real world out here, you ain't making your boss money and you go down that long line, you're not going to get that far. As soon as you stop making the money, maybe you might go a couple steps and they'll be like, whoa. He's not making this. Yeah, we're going to keep him. No, we're not going to keep him. He's not going to go any further. Whoa. Fire this guy. If you can't do it, we'll fire you. We'll find somebody else who can do it. Yeah, but no, not these idiots in Hollywood. I don't understand. It's hard to comprehend the train of thought of these people. I could have easily been an executive. I could have easily gone to Harvard. I could have easily gone to college. My father was going to pay for it. Easily. But I did not want to wear a suit and tie and be a stuck-up man that thinks I'm better than everybody else. It's not going to happen to me. So, we're up to 39 minutes. I think I ran it. Let's see what else we got on here because this guy is great. It's just about the late night thing of how it even got successful anyway. I don't understand it. Except for my dad had no other entertainment. Mom didn't, dance around the house. She made dinner. We watched a couple of the fun things. Like I said, we had MASH on TV. Oh my God, I had to sit through Archie Bunker. Oh, I hated that show. That guy's bigotry. Ugh, I couldn't stand it. I guess that helped me. Where I live, I'm the only white person in my house, and I'm in charge of the renters. You walk in. I'm not looking at the color of your skin. I'm looking at your attitude. How are you? I got. Sometimes it's. I hate to say this, but you know, ethnicities and things like that. The one girl could be Somalian. She's black. The other guy could be Somalian. He's pretty close to being black. And the other guy, he's black. And I don't think he's Somalian. But I don't sit there and classify these people, and I don't even think about it. It's like, hi, I'm answering the ad. Okay, come on over. Hey, okay, you seem like a great egg, man. Come on in. The same thing. I lived in California. That was one of a very exciting time of my life, and whole new thing. I've never ever walked to the store before. I'd go out of my any house to the driveway. So, what do you got? 20 stops to get in the car. Well, I would walk around a job site all day, but that's not what I'm talking about. It's not walking. Oh God, I could walk hundreds of miles on the job site, but if I had to walk 3 blocks, I'm like, oh God, you gotta be kidding me! I gotta walk 3 blocks. Yeah, 10 blocks. Oh, we gotta walk across town. Thinking about the walking distance from the house to town was literally 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. That would be pushing it. So, as far as being lazy, come on, I don't walk anywhere. Get on the bicycle, boom, right there in an instant, man. It's like, so when I went to LA, I had to sell the car to pay rent, and I didn't realize I didn't have to sell the car to pay rent. He was pretty lenient, but I doing the right thing, and I needed a kick in the butt at that time. I was 45. Like I said, driving everywhere. There's got to be something different, and let's try the bus. And holy shit, man, this is before I learned how to read Google and all the new technologies. And as far I got on the wrong bus, like, where the fuck am I going? I better get off the next stop. Where am I? Oh my God. Like really seriously, like a bad dream when you ever having dreams you're lost in the city and where am I? And it felt like that because all my lost city dreams were always warm, bright, and vibrant. And that was Los Angeles, warm, bright, and vibrant. I'm talking bright. The concrete out there is more whiter than the concrete in New York by a considerable degree of noticeability. Everything is bright in California. So I was like, wow, this is totally cool. So that was the California experience. As far as New York, it was, I liked it. It was, yeah, California is great. So we are going to leave it there. And peace out.